welcome back to my channel, and today I have an easy beginning sewing tutorial for you. It is super easy and I have it back here. This is an envelope back style pillow cover, and you can use this for any size pillow. All you need is a few things, and it's super simple. As you can see, look, it has this little envelope where you put the pillow insert and then it closes this way, so no fuss with buttons and zippers if you're a beginner sewer, and it's super easy. You can get it done in a few hours, and you can brighten up any of your decorative pillows in your living space, such as your living room, family room, sitting room, or even your bedroom if you want decorative pillows on your bed. Maybe there's a pillow on your bed that you want to change out the top of it. And I do this a lot because I like to change out my pillow cover seasonally. So we are going to, I'm going to walk you through on how to do this envelope back style pillow, and you're going to find just beginning to sew with a few things, you can do it too. And hopefully you stick around to the end and we'll see how this looks at the end. And let me know what you think in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up if you like sewing, easy sewing beginner tutorials. And remember to hit the subscribe button. Share this video with anyone who wants to learn how to sew. Very simple. We will be using a sewing machine, but you can buy a fairly inexpensive sewing machine online. And I do link some choices over on my blog, so make sure you check that out, which is www.rickscreek.net. And let's go ahead and get started.
All right, here's what you're going to need for this project. You're going to need a tape measure, multi-purpose thread in a corresponding color that matches your material, straight pins with the heads on them, just a little easier to maneuver. You're going to need a tracing pencil or pen, sewing scissors. You will need material. I'm using this blue and white ticking stripe material, and a pillow insert. My pillow insert is an 18 by 18, and it is feather filled or down filled, and I picked it up at IKEA. Okay, so before I sew anything, I like to give it a good washing for multiple reasons. Obviously, with everything going on in the world, just to get any viruses and bacteria off. Plus, I like to do this to kind of pre-shrink it so we don't have any issues with my pillow cover shrinking or anything I do. So I'm adding a couple of yards of various material in my washing machine, and I'm just going to wash it and dry it. Okay, since I washed it, I am now going to iron it to get all the wrinkles and things out of the material. And I'm just using the appropriate setting on my iron. This is a cotton material, so I'm just have it on the cotton setting. Okay, so now we're going to measure our pillow just to verify that it's 18 inches. And once I do that, I'm going to open up my material. And I'm going to measure 18 inches on the top and bottom, and also from side to side. So on the top and bottom, I'm going to add 18 inches, and then I'm going to add 2 additional inches to give me 20 inches for an 18-inch insert. Then across, I'm going to take the 18 inches, multiply it by 2, and then add 6. So when I multiply that 2 and add that 6, that's what's going to give me my envelope back so it overlaps. So with my tracing pencil and a straight ruler, I'm just tracing those dimensions out so I know where to cut it. Time to cut out my material, and then what I'm going to do on either side of it is I'm going to fold it in a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to fold once and then fold it again. Think of like maybe making a burrito, and that's what I'm doing here. And I'm taking the iron and iron it down just because it helps me to guide that 1/2 inch, and it smooths it down so it's easier to sew and pin as well. Also, it's nice to fold it like this because once you need to wash it, there won't be any of that fraying that'll leak through on the envelope back opening. So this just gives a little bit cleaner and more professional look. So I highly recommend doing this. It is optional, you don't have to, you can just hem it once, but I just like to do this to keep that professional look, and it's very simple to do, so don't fret. Okay, now that both sides are pretty much pinned and ironed, I am just deciding and making sure that my envelope as it overlaps is going to measure 18 inches, because if not, I'm going to have to take some of that hem out to verify that I have 18 inches and it's going to work for my pillow, and it does. So I'm going to iron everything just to kind of smooth it out, and like I said, this just gives it a more professional look, and it helps and guides me so I can see where the folds are when I'm sewing it. So here on my sewing machine, and this is a basic sewing machine. I picked it up inexpensively years ago at Walmart. It's a great beginner sewing machine. I will link in my blog post that matches this video, so make sure you check that out in the description box below. But I will link a similar beginner machine for you that is very simple. You can follow the user's manual, how to thread the top and put your bobbin in, which is going to also have your corresponding thread. Okay, so there's a couple different stitches that you will need to learn as a beginner sewer. There's a straight stitch, which is pretty much just a straight line, or the zigzag, which I find to be very easy as well. And on your machine is going to give you the instructions in doing it, and it's pretty simple because the machine does all the work. I am using a zigzag stitch, but I'll talk about the two different stitches in my blog post, and they just have a different look. So just note that. It just depends on what style you want. So after I sewed up both of the sides, I'm now taking the pillow and pinning the top and the bottom, because that's when I'm going to close the pillow completely. So that's what I'm doing here, and I'm giving about a ½ inch on the top. I want you to make sure you use that guide on your sewing machine. It's the little metal part right underneath the needle, and it gives you the seam allowance anywhere from a 1/4 of an inch all the way up to an inch. So I'm sewing the tops and bottoms here, and this material is striped, so it's very helpful to guide, and it's easy. So I recommend maybe not picking a busy pattern if you choose to use a pattern. I find patterns to be easy, especially when you're starting out, just so you can kind of get that groove and keeping that straight line if you choose to do the straight or zigzag stitch. And now I'm back at the iron again. I am ironing the top and the bottom, and I'm cutting a slit on either corner. On all the corners, there's 4 of them, just because it helps to give that point in the pillow cover that I love so much, and it helps it to not bulge or bulk. And once I have everything ironed, I'm just pulling any loose threads off and cleaning that up here, and then I'm going to turn it right side out. This is a great and simple project that you can do on an afternoon, especially if you're in an environment right now where it's kind of cold and gloomy. This is also a great project that you can do with maybe your child or teen. It's a great beginning project. And if you don't have a sewing machine, you could easily hand stitch this and get it done in a weekend. So I hope you guys enjoyed this simple tutorial on how to sew an envelope back pillow cover. If you did and you love sewing tutorials, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and share this video with anyone who likes sewing tutorials. And remember to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos about natural, homemade, simple living, getting back to the basics here on the banks of Riggs Creek. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button because I'd love for you to come back to the farm.